Hello, everybody! Today I'm going to be talking about Shakespeare, a little bit about him, his life, and much more. So, William Shakespeare was an English actor, poet, and playwright, which is where he got the title Bard of Avon, or simply England's national poet. William Shakespeare was born to John Shakespeare and Mary Arden on the 23rd of April, 1564, which ironically was also his death date later in 1616. On a more positive note, Shakespeare had attended the King Edward VI School in Stratford. At the age of 18, William had married Anne Hathaway, who was 26. Soon after, the two were married on the 27th November 1582. In 1583, Anne had her first child, Susanna, later giving birth to Hamlet and Judith, both born in 1585. In 1592, Shakespeare had to leave his wife and children behind in Stratford if he wanted to fulfill his dream in becoming a playwright. Upon arrival to London, it was not easy for his plays to enter the theatre scene, especially at the time, since theatre as a whole was being under suspicion for challenging religion and authority. It also wasn't easy for Shakespeare to adapt to all the violence in the streets of London. But fortunately, the violence birthed some of his plays, most notably Romeo and Juliet. In September of 1592, the bubonic plague had hit London. Due to this, theatre's doors had been shut. Shakespeare thought it was over and was contemplating going back to Stratford with his family, as it was safer there. But he didn't, because he was persistent. Henry VIII was written for Queen Elizabeth I to get her approval as a playwright, and thus William Shakespeare was back in the acting scene. William Shakespeare died of typhus on the 23rd of April. The last play he had written before he passed away was The Tempest. Shakespeare had only written 38 plays, 12 of which were histories, 14 were comedies, and the remaining 12 were tragedies. His plays mainly revolved around his life and his personal experiences. Some of his comedies were All's Well That Ends Well, Twelfth Night, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Much Ado About Nothing, The Taming of the Shrew, and more. Some of his tragedies were Macbeth, which is referred to as the Scottish play, as it was believed to be cursed. Hamlet, his longest play, Julius Caesar, Romeo and Juliet, and King Lear. And some of his histories were Henry IV Part 1, Henry IV Part 2, Henry V, Henry VI Part 1, Henry VI Part 2, Henry VI Part 3, and quite a few more. Although William Shakespeare was mainly known for his plays, he also wrote poems and sonnets. Stay tuned for after the credits, there's something funny. So, when I was trying to find a joke about the play Romeo and Juliet, I went to the Bing AI chat, and it gave me this. Girl, we're just like Romeo and Juliet. My family hates you and I want to kill myself.